His father was assigned to the company's headquarters, so they ended up moving. It's Korean leading restaurant named Janga, with over 30 brands to its name. He thinks, why the company's headquarters have to be in the countryside? His father gets that and asks him if he is sad because he left his friends. But for him, it's okay because he hadn't that much friend to begin with. His father tells him that in his new school, he is transferring there is his boss' son, Gyunwon, and recommends him to get along with him. Then they start conversing about their new house for some time. He gets shocked seeing the house. He thinks maybe that is a cheap area, thus they could afford a big house like that. The moment they were entering the house, a girl came out of the house beside there. The girl greets them and asks if they are the one new moving here. His father introduces themselves while he gets mesmerized by her beauty. She asks if they needed help. As it wasn't case after wishing farewell, she politely leaves. But our MC still remains stoned by her looks. He says his father, "This house, you found a good one." It's his first day of school. Getting out, he encounters the girl next door. She asks if he is going by foot. As he says yes, she gives him a ride on her bicycle. She tells her name is Suhua Oh and asks his. He says his name is Saloy Park. Then they have some late conversion while he still thinks how lucky he is to have his new house beside her house. Suhua tells him they are in the same class. Then he remembers Gyunwon asking if he is also in the same class. She gets baffled that Seoloy knows Gyunwon and asks how he knows him, and then he tells her that his father works at his dad's company. Besides that, Suhua tells him Gyunwon is also in the same class. The teacher enters the classroom with Saloy and introduces him to the class, and tells him to give an introduction. He rather gives a blunt intro. Everyone was speechless listening to him. Then the teacher asks him to share his dreams and hobby. Then he says he wants to be a police officer and he likes listening to music. After everyone's clap, he takes his seat, and luckily, it's beside Suhua. The moment first period finishes, a boy start bullying another boy. Seeing that, Seoloy wants to stand, but Suhua stops him, saying that he can't do much about this, and the bully is Gyunwon, who he was asking about in the morning. As his father is a big shot, she tells him not to meddle in. But Seoloy goes ahead even after her warning and starts saying to Gyunwon, raising his voice that is a successor of a Janga company supposed to act like a bully. As Gyunwon reacts and Suhua gets worried, everyone is perplexed at that moment. Gyunwon makes fun of Seoloy's and admiring his courage to stand up while he keeps grabbing hair of that weak boy. He taunts Seoloy, saying he looks ugly. Maybe he fights well at least. Without listening to Gyunwon's any saying, Seoloy tells him to stop. But Gyunwon deliberately tries to make Seoloy fight with him. Then suddenly, the teacher enters. But even after seeing Gyunwon grabbing that boy's hair, He doesn't tell anything but to sit their own desk. That shocks Sayaloy, and he asks the teacher why he isn't doing anything, seeing all that. But the teacher doesn't even take him seriously. Seeing Gunwan's arrogant face at this situation, Sayaloy loses temper. He just punches on Sayaloy's face, making him nosebleed. Everyone gets shocked at this. Suhua also looks at him with uncertainty. Now Sayaloy is punished by the teacher while Gyunwon talks with the principal about his injury. Principal acts so delicate with Gyunwon. By the moment, Gyunwon's father and Sayaloy's father enter the room together. Principal greets him standing, and Sayaloy's father sees his son getting punished with sad eyes. Gyunwon's father asks Sayaloy's father about his son as his boss. In reply, Sayaloy's father apologizes to Gyunwon's father. Listening that Sayaloy's father works at their company, Gyunwon gets rude, and then his father scolds him. Gunwan's father asks the principal what kinds of punishment Sayaloy would get for doing this deed. The principal says he would be expelled and might even call police for his aggressive behavior. It's like Gunwan's father wanted to make Sayaloy and his father hear that. Then he says not to make this thing so big as his father is his employee and ask the principal not to take drastic steps and forgive him. But he ordered Sayaloy to get on his knees and apologize to his son cause he doesn't want to do nothing when his eldest son gets punched. So saying he is giving an opportunity, he asks Sayaloy to get on his knees and solve the matter. Hearing that, Sayaloy replies, "I learned from my father that one who breaks rules must receive proper punishment, where he also taught me to live with values." My classmate was harassed and the teacher allowed it to happen. I know some rules don't apply to everyone, but I couldn't turn a blind eye, so I used violence. Hence, I will accept punishment for breaking the rules, but I won't apologize to Gyeonwon. I did what I think is right. That makes Gunwan's father angry, and he tells Sayaloy he would get expelled if he doesn't kneel. Even after hearing that, he stays firm to his decision and tells that it's his belief in what his father taught him, and that's how he will continue living his life. It makes Gunwan's father more angry, and he asks Sayaloy's father thoughts about this. His father tells that his son is immature, but he is cool as he is proud of him. He is happy that his son acted on his own beliefs and ready to take responsibility for that also. Lastly, he supports his son's decision. But that angers Gunwan's father so much he tells Sayaloy's father can't work at their company if that is the case, and hearing that, Sayaloy's father gladly accepts it. Sayaloy's father were there for 20 years, and just for his son's rash action he has to leave from his work that what was on Sayaloy's mind all the time on their way back home. He was feeling very guilty at that. Seeing that his father smiles and makes a conversion other way. That night, his father takes him into a restaurant and tells him violence shouldn't be the answer no matter what situation he gets himself. Then his father teaches how to drink with manners, as he thinks that's something a son should learn from his father. But Saeloy still feels guilty about his father's work. Then his father encourages him, saying he can still take exam even if he doesn't go to school. As now his father is planning to open a restaurant, he can also help him there. Then Saeloy's father tells him that he is proud to see his son living by his own beliefs and what he couldn't. That made his tears out. The moment he gets out, he finds Suhua on her bike. He asks her if she is going to school, but she ignores him first. He thinks maybe she thinks he is a delinquent. That's why she has been avoiding him for the last few days. Suddenly, she stops and asks him why he always greets her even though she always ignores them. She is curious if he likes him. Saeloy becomes speechless. She then asks if he is only doing this because she is pretty. Then slowly comes ahead of him and asks him where does he wants to go. Saeloy makes a concern about her school, but she tells him it's okay. Then they both go to a riverside area. She tells Saeloy that after graduation, she's gonna leave for Seoul University. Afterwards, she asks about his father and what they are planning to do next, as he tells. They will open a restaurant and he will study for his high school diploma on his own. She asks if she's going to get discounts. If she goes to their restaurant, he replies that he will offer her a free cola. Suhua reacts with a gentle smile on her face. She then tells him that no matter what Gyunwon did in school, he was never punished. Even though everyone knew this unfairness, no one stand against it. Even teacher were on his side, and she was also happy as long as she wasn't the victim. Thus, Saeloy's actions were very cool to her. Even though she felt cowardly at the same time, she said she couldn't be like him either. This leaves Saeloy in confusion. After that, she gets ready to leave. He asks about Geunwon's well-being, and she replies that he is okay as he brought a new bike after he left. Then, before she leaves, she smiles at him and says, "Don't fall in love with me." He is a high school dropout where his father quit the work. It's not a big deal for him as his father told him it's all in the past. There has been no deference in his daily life, having the same hopes as others, experiencing lots of emotions, living each day as they go by. Even though he is still young, he understands that this is the way of life, as there is always his father for his support, and nothing matters to him as long as he is alive. Even at his last moments, he thinks about leaving his son alone as he will wait for him. While not knowing anything, Saloy keeps waiting for his father in front of their restaurant. Suhua looks at Saloy while she cries and sees his dead expression on his face. And for Saloy, he was feeling very empty at the same moment. All the memories with his father were coming before his eyes one by one. Then police officer comes and tells him they found the culprit, as he surrendered already. And he wants an agreement. After hearing all the details with lifeless expression, he suddenly lost energy to even stand. Then Suhua comes forward and tells the officer that Saloy didn't even eat anything for 2 days, so he should give him some time before anything. Afterwards, he leaves while Suhua, looking at Saloy, notices a picture of the bike in the document police handed them as the details of the crime scene. She takes the picture on the hand, and after looking at the picture carefully, she recognizes the bike immediately. As Saloy sees that, asks he what happened. She tells him that this is Gunwon's bike. Saloy asks if she is sure, and she replies that she is sure because the sticker in that bike is what also Gunwon put on his bike. Saloy immediately gets up and starts to leave while she asks where he is going. She tries to stop him and tells him to inform police before doing anything rash. But after seeing Saloy's face, she couldn't utter a word. It was raining as he was walking to the school. He was soaking wet as he entered the classroom where he couldn't find him. All the way he was thinking, even if he dies, he wouldn't be able to repay his father's kindness, who was his only family, and he lost that on family, which was everything to him. Thus, he will make Gunwon pay for taking his everything from him. Then, as he slowly walks towards Gunwon, sitting in bench in the field, At that time, Suhua was coming with police as she knew Saeloy wasn't in his right mind. Saeloy punches Gunwon while asking why he didn't report about his accident, and why is someone else taking the blame for that. As he grabs Gunwon hair with tears in his eyes, he asks why he took his father away from him. Gunwon apologized, but Saeloy says there is no benefit in apologizing now, as who needs apologies has long gone. Then Saeloy takes a brick in his hand and starts hitting Gunwon's face with it again and again. Police tries to stop him with gun and tell him to throw that brick away. Otherwise, he might shoot. But Saeloy isn't in any mood to listen to what police says. As police was going shoot, Suhua comes before the guns and tell police not to shoot. Afterwards, Suhua tells Saeloy what will change if he kills Gunwon, and it's not like anybody wanted this to happen. Saeloy replies that it's this guy's fault that his father is no more. Thus, he can't forgive him. While he gets more enraged, Suhua says, what would his father think if he saw him now? Even though she met him recently, she knows that it is obvious that his would never want Saeloy to do something like that. As he remembers his father saying that no matter what, violence is not the answer, he drops the brick. After realizing her rods and remembering his father's memories, he starts crying. But Gunwon's father doesn't take this lightly. He files a case of attempting to murder against Saeloy, thus he has to go to jail for 3 years. Even after all that, he doesn't regret a single thing, even though he is sad as his father isn't here to support him anymore.